nation, the shift. We saw the shift a little before the debate, especially after the debate. Even Joe Biden was so desperate for everyone to stop speaking about his poor performance, which actually I thought wasn't even that bad for Joe Biden. He wanted us so badly to stop speaking about that debate that he said it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. And just a few days later, we almost lost President Trump. This has been such an emotional week for so many people. And I want to share with you, Colorado, I was invited to sit with the president on Tuesday night to sit in the box.
That's good.
I was invited to sit there, and afterwards, one of the women who are with him each and every day, helping him communicate with people all throughout the nation and beyond. This woman is so diligent in executing everything that the president asks of her. And she pulled me aside right at the end and she said, I want you to walk out with me. I want you to speak with the president backstage. He needs to see you. Okay. So I go back and I waited for the president afterwards, and he was with his security detail. I mean, we have armed forces. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, everyone is just escorting him through. And so he's like saying hello to folks, and he kind of sees me, he says hello, and he stops. He said, Lauren, oh, you look amazing. And I said, Mr. President, I'm just praying for you. He said, that was a great win. That was a great win. He said, I love that win. It was a big win. I said, yes, Mr. President, but you, that's our big win. I'm so glad that you are here. We have been praying for you. And he grabbed me and he pulled me in and he kissed my cheek. He said, love you, Lauren. I said, I love you, Mr. President, and you have no idea how many prayers are going out for you. We are so grateful that we still have him, that assassin was taken out, that Saturday was not worse than it was, as bad as it could have been. And when I get back to Washington, D.C., there will be more than just Secretary Cheadle, who is held accountable. I was speaking with the speaker last night, and he said that he's been in classified briefings. We were supposed to have one with oversight, and Department of Homeland Security stepped in. Secretary Mayorkas said that the FBI was not allowed to speak with us. And then they conducted a full member briefing where we called in yesterday. So we had Director Cheadle of Secret Service, we had Department of Homeland Security, we had Christopher Wray with the FBI on the call, and they gave us a briefing, and it was no better than anything we hear on the news. There was no information. They allowed 3 members of Congress to ask questions, and they ended the call. I was speaking with Speaker Johnson, and he said in the classified briefing, he said there's so much more. And so when we get back to Washington, D.C., there will be a classified briefing. I don't believe any of this information needs to be classified. And I will be pushing for all of it to be declassified. Yes. You deserve to know exactly what went wrong, who was at fault, the mistakes that took place, every step that was missed in this. There is no excuse for this assassin to ever reach the top of that building. There is no excuse for Director Cheadle to say local law enforcement were in charge of that building. That building that was a direct line of shot to the president. There is no excuse for a ladder to be present. There is no excuse that hours before this man was recognized as suspicious, that minutes prior, there were patriots, rally-goers, supporters of President Trump alerting law enforcement who were already aware of his suspicious behavior. He was walking around with a rangefinder, and law enforcement were already communicating about him. There is no excuse that the moment a rally goer notified a police officer that Secret Service didn't have a code word to get President Trump off that stage immediately. I know personally many of President Trump's Secret Service detail that surround him day in and day out. These are the same people that he has with him all the time. And I know that they did everything that they knew to do. I believe they knew when we knew. They knew when President Trump knew. And the action that they took to secure him, to get him on the ground, using such force that his shoes came off. President Trump he was describing the bruise on his body from one of the agents that tackled him. And President Trump, with all of that force, enough force to blow his shoes off, stood up, said, wait, I gotta tell my people something. A leader that is shot and stands up and encourages you and me, that is someone that we need right now in America. That is someone that we deserve as our leader. And I am so grateful that he's not backing down. They have tried to jail him. They have tried to persecute him. They have lied about him. They have tried to financially ruin him. They have convicted him. They've indicted him.
Impeached him.
They've impeached him.
Twice.
So many. They certainly tried to assassinate his character, and now they have tried to kill him. President Trump is not going anywhere. And I believe that us seeing that blood on his right ear is straight from God, a sign from God. If you go back in the Old Testament, when they were instructed to slaughter the ram and take the blood and apply it to the right earlobes, this was a sign of consecration. And I believe that God was saying, this is the man who is consecrated to my will, to my people. And this blood is a symbol that he will hear and obey. God has a plan for our country. There is no reason that President Trump should have survived that shot, but God.
Amen.
We know he was shot at 6:11 p.m. And Ephesians 6:11, it is the armor of God. Therefore, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand the wiles, the strategies of the devil. For we do not war against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, might, and dominion, against the wickedness in heavenly places. This is our time to armor up, to get in position, because God has called us to live by faith. And if we are going to live by faith, we are told that it's going to be a fight. And we are to fight that good fight of faith. So Colorado, it is time to armor up, position ourselves, and get ready to fight, fight, fight. Yes. I love you guys. If you want to do any questions, I can. I don't know the rest of your agenda, but we can do a couple of questions. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, we are all here about Trump. This is all about Trump.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Because I read the paper and watch the news, RFK Jr. also needs Secret Service protection of some kind.
It was reported that that's been approved.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I had not heard that. Thank you.
Yes, and you're right. He needed that for quite some time, especially being a Kennedy. Yes, but I absolutely agree with you. And also, sorry, I kind of started the speech one way and went a different direction, but after the debate, we've seen a shift in things. And then now, after this assassination attempt on President Trump, Colorado is looking much different. And I don't know how many of you read the report about Jason Crow and his Zoom meeting with Joe Biden. Yes. So Jason Crow, I believe he's the chair of some sort of like armed forces bipartisan caucus. And I don't know the name of it, but he wanted to get more moderate Democrats. Jason Crow's getting moderate Democrats together. So moderate. Right. And meet with the president to basically beg him not to run. And so they were on this Zoom, and Jason Crow, it's reported, was telling him, hey, in my district, Joe Biden, your message is not resonating with people. People are not happy. There have been a lot of our electeds in Colorado for the Democrat Party saying Joe Biden stepped down. Senator Bennett has said it. Even candidates are speaking about him stepping down. Brittany Pedersen said, we love you, Joe, you gotta go. And Jason Crow was expressing to him what he is hearing from his voters. And Joe Biden was so angry to hear that he started yelling at Jason Crow, and he was saying, well, what do they know? What do they know about what I'm doing? And what do you know what have you done with your Bronze Star that my son didn't do? Yelling at Jason Crow, and then the meeting was abruptly ended and cut short. So this is very telling for Colorado. We've seen different polling where we're just within margin. Yes, absolutely. To take in Colorado. That puts Colorado in play, which also gives me leverage to bring President Trump to Colorado. President Trump has told me so many times that he is coming to Colorado, and he has team members who are like, absolutely not, Colorado's not in play. I promise you, I try every time I talk to him, but this helps tremendously. All right, I'll take another question.
Are you going to be speaking tonight?
No, I did not ask to speak. There was a lot going on. I didn't want anything that I was doing to interrupt the convention or President Trump. I didn't know what this month would look like. And so I didn't ask to speak, and just happy to be here with y'all. Yes.
We have 109 days to win to not only get you over the threshold, but every other candidate in Colorado. We can do it.
Thank you, Britta. And that is a great point. We have our nominees. We have them, and we all need to be working together to ensure that they all get over that line in November. We need to help Jeff Hurd in the 3rd district. Gabe Evans, I believe, has a strong chance to take the 8th district. His opponent only started voting bipartisanly this year. It's not that hard to message. I started to have a conversation to almost coach Gabe on some of the issues, and I don't need to do that. He's got this. He's done his opposition research. He knows the policies, and he is a very strong candidate there for the 8th. But we need to do everything that we can. And I would love for us to even got some spare time. Let's go help Marshall in the 2nd. Let's beat up Joe Neguse a little bit before he tries to run for governor.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm running for HD5 in Denver. I know Denver is kind of hard, but we're not a lost cause. And Alex Valdez, he put up a bill to force people to buy solar panels. He has a solar panel business, so that's a conflict of interest. And I've been trying to get that word out, and it seems like he's in there for himself. And Denver's not a lost cause, so I'm running for HD5, so I can use that support as well.
That's fantastic. Yes. I think there's lots of folks here who'd love to help you. And then I just want to say before I hand the microphone back over to Hope, Christy, so proud of you. Congratulations on being our new national. You're the one who's bringing us all together, the whole state. So we have a lot of work to do and make sure that we show America how strong Colorado can be, how united our Republican our Republican Party can be. We don't need a uniparty governing us, but we do need a united Republican Party working each and every day. So God bless you all, and thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you at the convention.